and they choose partners based on equality, the same age-ish, the same cuteness factor. Elephants actually choose a mate, love at first sight, and they're the only animals with a completely balanced left and right side of their brain. And so if love at first sight is happening, in that moment, the two halves, the analytical, the creative, are equal in their proportion of receiving blood and energy. That's what love at first sight. You were so balanced creatively, analytically. That's what occurred for you to be able to have that experience. Love at first sight is love is something that grows over time as well. Love, literally, from our heart space, gives us superhuman powers. We're stronger, we need to eat less, we need to sleep less, and we're more energized. Can you fall in love in an instant? Yes, the two halves of your brain. Can it last forever? There are so many stories around that. Can you also develop deeper levels of love? There are numerous, like hundreds of people that have been married for 50 years and longer, and those that claim to be still madly, deeply in love, put into MRI machines and by a woman named Helen Fisher. And yes, they are just as in love and just as romantic. Part of us, if we begin to and allow ourselves to believe that, we wind up those 400 million little bits of information coming in. We can then start to receive, the two hemispheres of our brain can receive signals for that possibility happening. There's 4 different types of biochemical processes, 4 different types of people, overall chemistries, styles in love. There's dopamine, there's serotonin, there's testosterone, there's estrogen. Right, but there's 4 distinct types, and we'll dive into those to say men with a lot of testosterone do not have a reflective nature. They do not reflect back on themselves. It's an interesting, and we'll talk about some of those going in, but most women do have orgasms. Let's get that one. Like, it would be really great for us to begin sharing around that. Oh, casual sex was on one of these.
That one.
Is it right there? Casual sex. Okay. Did you know you can't really have casual sex? Hormonally, in your body, there are, and when they look back at the studies, most men are looking for a romantic connection, even though they're stating they're just trying to hook up. And the response that happens in the body is of attachment for both men and women. Sexual peaks occur, most people think, but in women that have positive attitudes about sex, sexual peak occurs somewhere between 45 and 65. There's, just imagine if it's been good up until a certain age, it's only going to get better with the positive attitudes. Women are just as visual as men sexually. So I want you to imagine this scenario with partners. When you're in a situation around sex, casual, long-term, whatever it is, the situation is someone is opening themselves up to be with you, and they begin sharing with you a story or a scenario or something that they like to enjoy or experience with you, or just in general. This is what turns them on, and they begin to share that. We can only have 3 types of responses around that. We let the person go into that experience. We say, go ahead, go share even more. Let me hear more of what's happening with you, what you enjoy. And it's okay. You can go down this road that turns you on, that allows you to experience more of what's happening in your body. You can, that's one way to respond. The second way to respond is, oh my gosh, what is that about? I don't feel safe going there. Oh, okay, you're talking. We're moving into that. This is what you enjoy. And that person has to give up a part of themselves in order to stay in that relationship with you. That they have to leave a part of themselves in order to be with you. And if that leaving of yourself, that third response occurs, if they're having to leave something that is a natural drive within them, they leave and they never come back. So they go into the sexual experience with you, but they stop sharing what turns them on, and they never come back again for that sexual connection, communication. That first point, you make it safe for your partner to go. If in the past you had a trigger that didn't allow your partner to go, you clean that up. You say, in the past, you wanted to experience this or shared this, and I shamed you, I wronged you, I got afraid. I want to, at this moment, clean that up and really say, even though I might be shaky at first, I'm going to work with and allowing us to be able to go there for us. And and also, you can initiate this conversation as well. You can start from the place of, and if it's a guy saying it to a girl, you're going to say it eye to eye. If it's a woman saying it to a man, you're going to say it seated next to each other, because this automatically creates that safety, intimacy for them to dive into. And you're going to start saying, you know, do you remember that time that I started to share? Or there's this particular thing that occurred, and I really want to be able to walk and talk about this with you. Can you just listen, and listen from this space with your heart open? Because I'm a little bit afraid to share this. I've had to give up this in the past. The benefits of it for you will be, we're going to have just deeper and deeper layers of intimacy. And if someone has left you in the past, in a relationship, the centers of our brain that are connected to rejection, that are connected to this area, automatically fire. They automatically consume us. They are taking over. And if that person had said something negative to us, that voice will be created over and over and over again. And the way that you get out of that automated response is, one, you get yourself very much into the heart space of feeling your heart. And you literally say to your heart, and you literally say to yourself, I can love this person, and there's space for me to love more. You allow yourself to think about this person without trying to stop it. It's an addiction, meaning you're addicted. And so you allow yourself to feel it, you allow yourself to go there, and then you breathe into your heart, and you ask your heart for a space to love another. You ask your heart for this place to allow what you felt with this other person to be multiplied. You think of something that you really love and you've really experienced in a beautiful way. you basically grow yourself. And it's an amazing thing. All your muscles that grow, they tear a little bit. Every time you work out, every time you're doing any kind of heavy lifting, there is a tear in the muscle. Your heart being torn by this other person and truly felt and processed and experienced grows in its ability to love more the next person, the next experience.